I would like to welcome you to Fire Prevention Week for 2020. At this time, we're not able to bring you personally into our fire station as we always have in the past. We want you to know that we look forward to being able to do that in the future. What we're going to do to make things different this year is we're going to be producing several videos that will give you not only fire safety and prevention tips, but we'll also give you the tours of the station that we've always invited you in for. And again, we look forward to when things change and we can invite you back in and talk with you personally.
Hi, this is Doni Bomar with Sheridan Fire-Rescue. I'm the administrative coordinator for the department. I answer phones, deal with walk-ins, schedule first aid CPR classes, fire extinguisher classes, do the budget, a little of everything.
Hi, I'm Chad with Sheridan Fire-Rescue. Today I'm going to give you a tour of Sheridan Fire-Rescue, the department, the station, kind of talk about our staffing and how we work. So with that, come on with me. Our department is made up of 17 people. We have the fire chief, administrative assistant, and then 15 line personnel. The 15 line personnel are separated into 3 5-person shifts. As you can see the calendar, we have 3 different colors up here: blue, green, and red. The red is for A shift with the 5 people, blue is for B shift, and green is for C shift. Those 5 people on each shift work 24 hours a day. They start at 7:30 in the morning and they work until 7:30 the next morning. Our minimum staffing is 4 personnel on the fire engine. So we have an officer, a driver, and 2 firefighters in the back. This helps us respond to any emergency within the city of Sheridan, as well as structure fires and some grass fires out into Sheridan County. And we assist with any type of rescue or hazardous materials incident outside of the county.
Hi, I'm John Searing with Sheridan Fire-Rescue. We're standing in the north bay of the fire station. The north bay is where we stage all our first run apparatus, our first run pumper, the ladder truck, and the brush truck. It also has access to the fire poles, which come from the kitchen and the women's dorm. We use the fire poles for quick access to the main floor of the station for quick response. It saves us from having to run down the stairs. This is the south bay of the fire station. This is where we keep our secondary response apparatus, our second run pumper, our ambulances, which are special call units, and the hazmat truck. It also has access to our workout area.
I'm Mark Galloway, and I'm going to show you Engine 2 and all the equipment that we carry on it. So Engine 2 is our primary pumper that we use in the warmer months of the year. We use Engine 1 in winter because it has 4-wheel drive. Let's start with the pump panel. This is where the driver operator regulates pressure and makes sure there's enough water supply and hose lines are operating the way they should be so the firefighters on the nozzle can effectively put out the fire. We have 2 pre-connected 1 3/4 hose lines that are capable of flowing up to 175 gallons a minute. These are our primary fire attack lines. In this cabinet, we have a number of fittings, nozzles, extra hose, along with assortment of hand tools. In this cabinet, we keep our fire extinguishers, an ABC extinguisher, also a plain water can, and a high-rise hose pack with 150 feet of hose that we use for fires in high-rise buildings or if we need to use an extended hose. This is our hand tool compartment. We have everything from hooks, axes, pry bars. We also have some stabilization struts here for stabilizing vehicles that may be on their roof or on their side after they've been involved in an accident. Here in the back is where we carry the majority of our hose. This is a 5-inch supply line. We carry 1,000 feet of it. This is what we'd use to make a connection to a fire hydrant to supply the engine with water. These are 3-inch hoses. They can also be used to supply. And here we have 2.5-inch hose lines that we can use to deliver large amounts of water, up to 300 gallons a minute. This is also a hand line. Here we have our vehicle extrication equipment. We use these tools in the event of a patient that may be trapped in a vehicle collision. This compartment, we also carry a variety of tools and pieces of equipment to use in car accidents. We have airbags that we can use to stabilize and lift vehicles. Over here we have our main power supply. This cord reel is hooked up to our generator, and we have a variety of lights that we can use to provide adequate light to operate in dark scenes. Here we carry most of our ventilation tools. We have a chainsaw. We can use this to cut holes in roofs to allow heat and gases to escape through the roof. We also have a large fan that we can use to pressurize a building to blow out smoke and heat. We have an assortment of gas clamps that we can use to clamp off severed gas lines and a wildland hose bundle in here. This is the main intake that we can use to hook the 5-inch supply line to. From here, the water will go behind this panel into the pump, and then the driver operator will open the appropriate valves to supply whichever hand lines he needs. In the rear is where the 2 firefighters sit. As you can see in the seats, we keep our SCBAs for easy and fast access. So when we arrive on scene, we can be ready to go to work. Up front is where the captain sits. The captain's in charge, and he has a lot of technology up here that aids us in navigation as well as pulling up information on specific buildings or locations. He's got a laptop computer, a tablet, and a couple of radios up here as well.
Hello, my name is Andy Freed, and today I have the pleasure to introduce you guys to our ladder truck. Over here on my left is what we affectionately call Truck 1, and on your right is Engine 2. So one of the questions that we get a lot of times is what's the difference between a truck and an engine? So in this case, with our ladder truck, it's got a whole bunch of ladders, let's be honest. But most importantly, the ladder up at the top is a ladder that reaches from the ground clear up 75 feet up in the air. This particular truck was the capability to utilize it as an engine as well. One of the huge advantages of this particular truck as well, with that 75-foot ladder at the top, is it actually has elevated master stream on top of it. So if you come over here, just right above my head right here is that elevated master stream. And what it gives us the capability of doing is throwing out 1,000 gallons a minute in particularly bad fires. In addition, this ladder allows us easy access and rescue opportunities.
Hi, this is Greg Lumen from Sheridan Fire-Rescue. I'm the captain on the department. I'm going to run you through Brush 1 quick. Brush 1 is our wildland rig. It's for going out and fighting fires in trees, brush, bushes, grass fires, the ones that you may see on the news right now that are a big topic. So Brush 1, you see the BR1, that's Brush 1 on the side. We have complement of lights and hoses that we have on it. These are called booster lines. We have the equipment storage inside. Around the back, you've got our pump that pumps the water from the tank, pushes the water out, different discharges and intakes that we can put water in and take water out on. Got the cooler to take care of the ice water for us if we're out fighting a fire. More hose and more tools in here, hand tools. Okay. Another booster line so that you can have 2 guys, one on each side, shooting water off. Again, Brush 1. It's like a pickup truck.
Hi, I'm Clay Condos with Sheridan Fire-Rescue, and sometimes at the fire station we just hang out. No, but really, I'm going to show you what all types of rescues we do here at Sheridan Fire. First off, we do low and high angle rescue, rope rescue, technical rescue. Have all of our equipment for swift water rescue or flood rescue. Over there we have ice rescue equipment, and then our confined space equipment. We also do cave rescues. All this equipment we store on different apparatus, and we've got to be prepared to perform any rescue at any point in time.
Hi, I'm Kyle Johnson, firefighter paramedic with Sheridan Fire-Rescue, and today I'm going to take you on a virtual tour of MS-222, our first run ambulance. In our ambulance, we're basically a miniature hospital. We carry everything in here to treat sick people, injured people, deliver babies, all kinds of stuff. So we have a cardiac monitor to take pictures of your heart, watch your heart, see what it's doing, which allows us to measure the electricity in your heart and see if everything's working like it's supposed to. Most people see that as just a bunch of lumpy, squiggly lines, but we go to school for quite a long time to figure out what all that means and interpret that. And we have equipment to help you breathe if you need it. We have equipment to help you if you're sick, injured, we can stop bleeding. Of course, we have needles, shots, medications. And even though this is an ambulance, we're all firefighters as well. So on the ambulance, we'll carry SCBAs, so our breathing air, we carry those with us, as well as some small tools to help us with small accidents. Sometimes on car wrecks, you'll see us use this equipment: spine boards, head blocks, collars that go around people's neck. If we suspect that they've hurt their neck or their back anyway, we want to keep it as still as possible, so we use this equipment for that. We also have a chair in here that helps us get people up and down stairs if we need to carry them out of a house.
Hi, I'm Zach McLean, firefighter with Sheridan Fire-Rescue, and today I'm going to give you guys a tour of our hazmat and command vehicle. The most important equipment that we carry on this vehicle is our personal protective equipment. Oftentimes you might see us on a car accident with minor vehicle spills that we are cleaning up the fluid with just our normal bunker gear. Then when we have to decon, washing off our bunker gear or any of these other suits, you'll see us in just regular Tyvek suits. When a chemical gets to be a little bit more dangerous, you'll see us in B suits where we'll have an air pack inside and it helps us with our breathing. If we suspect a chemical or an unknown chemical to be very harmful to us, you'll see us in a level A suit, and that basically protects us against any chemical that we might come in contact with. In this compartment, we have a bunch of shower stuff that helps us decon our gear if we're in contact with a chemical. Like I said, this is also a command vehicle, so for some of our larger incidents or large fires, we take this vehicle here so our overhead can come, such as the chief and other captains, to help run operations. That being said, we carry a lot of extra air bottles on a larger incident, especially a hazardous material incident. We go through a lot of air, and many of these bottles are 1 hour bottles versus the half-hour bottles. For a lot of our chemical spills, there's many different tools that we need to be able to either stop the chemical from going down drains, soaking up the chemical, or neutralizing it so it is no longer harmful. So we have all of that equipment and chemicals in this cabinet here.
I'm Larry Grooms with the Sheridan Fire Department. This is our 1944 American LaFrance, made in New York State. City of Sheridan took delivery of this, came in on railway in April of 1944. It stayed in service until the early 70s, and it was decommissioned into a parade vehicle. Special events, open houses will let people ride on the back and take them for a drive around town. It's kind of a fan favorite during the parades.
Hi, I'm Paul Jurgens from Sheridan Fire and Rescue. Before the advent of modern diesel and gasoline engines, fire hoses and equipment had to be transported to the fire, either by hand power with these hand carts, hoses, and tools, or by our 1904 American LaFrance fire wagon. Of course, they're replaced by engines such as these later on. People often ask about Dalmatians, why there's not a Dalmatian here. The Dalmatian's purpose was to protect and guard the fire engine horses during the fire and when they're at quarters in their stable. They would keep other stray dogs away from bothering the horses and keep the horses company. So when the fire horses were replaced by fire engines, the Dalmatians then became obsolete.
Hi, I'm Gabe Legler for Sheridan Fire-Rescue. I'm in the middle of our wonderful workout room here. We practice good lifting techniques, a lot of cardio, and a lot of strength. We try to avoid injuries as much as possible. And when we're fighting fires, it is extremely strenuous on the body. With all the gear on, it's heavy, you get sweaty and hot in there, so we need to prepare before that emergency actually happens.
Hi, this is Jerry. This is a tour of our day room. As you can see, there are many recliners, just like the living rooms in your home. We have a TV, and this is a place to rest after our 8 to 5 day. We are here for 24 hours, so you have to have a place to sit and relax after our dinner time. As you can see, there's many pictures of history in this room. Old fire stations, horse-drawn wagons, up to the current photos of all our shifts from the last 5 to 10 years. We also have the flag of honor up here hanging in here, and we also have another picture that was painted by a past fireman.
Hi, I'm firefighter Zach, and I'm going to show you our kitchen. We have a little bit of history in our kitchen. This cabinet has a whole bunch of history of Sheridan Fire. If you ever come visit the station, you can look at all the goodies we have in here. It's kind of a tradition for the fire department to have dinner as a family, so we have a great big table. We can usually feed about 10 people at this table. A little bit of fire safety in our kitchen. We don't want any of the flammables within 3 feet of the stove. Little home safety tip for you. We have quite the nice kitchen at Sheridan Fire here because every evening one of us will cook dinner and we cook for the entire shift. If you happen to have a fire when you're in the kitchen cooking, never use flour. Flour dust is actually explosive. Simply cover up the pan and turn your stove off. If you have an oven fire, close the oven door, shut your oven off, and get out of the house and call the fire department. While cooking, always be alert. If you're feeling sleepy or you've consumed any alcohol, do not use the stovetop. You always want to be in the kitchen while using the stovetop. Many fires every year are caused by people falling asleep while cooking on the stovetop. If you're baking or simmering, always set a timer so it reminds you to come back in the kitchen and check on things. And make sure that you're always inside your house while baking or simmering. Always keep children at least 3 feet away while you're cooking on the stovetop. And if you're not confident about fighting a small kitchen fire, just get out of the house and close all the doors on your way out.
So here we are entering our dorm room. Depending on how the day goes and how the night goes, we have the opportunity to come in here after 8:30 in the evening after all our work's done and hopefully get a few minutes of shut-eye. We have 5 beds in this room. Over in this corner, we have the captain or acting officer's bed. They're the ones that are tasked with monitoring the radio at night, as well as answering the phone should anybody call with a concern, a question. So we have to be responsive to that and answer those questions or roll out the door on those calls. There's a bed in each corner. Got a few chairs in here that people can sit in, come in here, read before they go to bed. The ceiling up here we have speakers, so that way if there is a 911 call in the middle of the night, we can hear those page outs from dispatch. And then one other thing that I really want to point out is this white device right here on the ceiling. This is our smoke detector. Hopefully every one of you have a smoke detector in your home. Hopefully you know how to check it, make sure it works, because working smoke detectors do save lives.
Thank you.